Okay, now we're going into the country industry analysis. You can see I didn't update the data. The data is not confirmed. If it's red, we don't want to see red on this thing. So you need to make sure that all the red tabs are completed, confirmed. So now we're going to look at country industry analysis. Then you click on the confirm data. And if you want to understand what is the industry analysis is all about, you can watch the video on country industry analysis, or you can read about it by clicking on country analysis handbook. Or if you want to watch the video on that, you can watch there. Or if you want to read how to complete this form, you can read it there. We've provided you with those resources. Please make sure that you utilize them. So when it comes to country analysis, which becomes very important. Remember now, I've touched on the previous slides, we did the global and we did the continental industry analysis, which might not be relevant to many businesses. But country analysis is important because within the country that you're operating within. So you must have a country view in terms of the sector that you are in. You need to be able to analyze that industry, know how much is consumed within the country, how much is being supplied of the product or services that you're providing. Are we importing the services or the product that you're providing, or are we exporting, or are we just producing or supplying within the country? Because it's very, very important to look at the dynamics of your sector. So if you look at training in terms of the consumption versus the supply, there is a lot of people who are studying abroad, which is the local consumption, but the suppliers are from abroad. But with the training institution, there is always unused capacity. So they are not operating at full capacity. So the sector within the South African economy is that there is oversupply of educational, more especially business-related trainings. So the industry is highly competitive. There is high consumption, but the market locally is not consuming business education compared to the supply. So they're consuming less than the supply. There's always oversupply of training and educational institutions, especially for business. So that's the industry analysis, the dynamics that you need to understand. So it means the industry of training is highly competitive. Depending on the industry that you're operating within, you need to do those analysis. And you need to know how many hours are supplied in terms of what is the capacity of our training and educational institutions, how much is consumed in terms of that, to see in terms of the demand. Is it improving? Is it decreasing? What's happening? So that when you're setting up a business, you'll be in a better position to understand the country dynamics of your industry. So what you have to do is you need to click on, if you haven't created it yet, you click on create, then you say you have, yes, I have the industry data. Then the segment that I'm supplying, let's say, is the agricultural crop. You're supplying in tons. Let's say you are doing the macadamia or product like that. Then the country is South Africa. Then you look at it in terms of, is your country a top supplier in the continent? Is it one of the top suppliers? Or this country that you're creating, is it a host country? So remember, if you have different industries, you need to have your top 3 industry in terms of country. How much is your country supplying? Is it one of the top countries that supply that particular product? So you need to have your top 3 countries. Is your country part of the top 3? Then you call it a host country, or you put it as a top 3. Is your country second, or is it your country third in terms of the supply of the product that you supply? So in this case, we are the host country, and then we're not the top supplier of macadamia, but I think we are. So if we are, then we are a top country. Then in terms of consumption, are we consuming most of it? No, most of it is supply. So you just part of the remaining countries, or okay, now in this case, you just the host country. Now we're creating the data for the host country. So now we put a consumption in terms of units. How much are we consuming internally as a country? And then what is the value of, let's say, macadamia in terms of the value that we are consuming? And then how much are we supplying? What is the value of the crops that or the produce that we supply? Then you put in the value there, you put in the quantity there, and then you indicate where you source your data, then you confirm. But for now, I don't have the industry data, so I'll say, no, I don't have the industry data. I confirm that I don't have industry data. If I had, I would have said yes, and then it will open up these things, and then I still confirm. But I need to make sure that this data is accurate. Then, for now, I'm saying, no, I don't have data. Then I create the model. Then it has been created, and then once I've created, then I go back to the dashboard, then my global analysis has been updated. So this is how you update your country industry analysis.